to do that. We're
Yeah.
allowed to be a little late. Yeah.
Well, it's our new start time is 6:31 Central, not 6:30.
Right.
But
Or
welcome
6:32.
everybody. Welcome everybody to the QB show. Sorry we're a little late. And happy to have you. It's just myself and Stacy tonight. Dawn is in New York City with Emily. They're doing a big production there for Emily, which is great. They might be driving back. She might pop in later, but we just told her just to take it easy, drive back. So it's a very exciting weekend for them from a family standpoint. But myself, my name's Woody, and I'll be here with you for the next hour. I do work for Intuit, but Intuit's not affiliated with the show, and anything I say or do on the show doesn't necessarily reflect their values. But they're a fan of the show, and of course on with me is Stacy Kildal, who we all started the show together way back when. So Stacy, how's it going there?
You know, it's going really well. Been working hard on some stuff, and I'll talk about it later. I don't want to get into it right now, but you know, I was having some microphone issues, which is why we were late. So I'm going to blame that all 100% on me. Also with some lighting issues. It's always technical when it comes to me doing anything on the interwebs. I will say that.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
I do want to say this. I do want to start out the sponsor thing by saying that I have 3 years ago, I believe it was, I bought this Mac, and I mentioned it last week. So, but I can't source enough. I bought this 11-inch MacBook Air 3 years ago. It was kind of a reward to myself for hitting some revenue goals, and
Nice.
yeah. And so I started working almost exclusively from this laptop. It's traveled with me all over the world. I mean, it's gone to Canada, you know, it's gone to Australia, it's gone all over the country to present with me. And I'm still going to take it with me because I love it dearly and it's got me through. But the last couple of weeks, I actually made the move. My PC died, and that's what I used to have here. And so I made the move and I bought a 27-inch iMac. And I also bought a Thunderbolt display to go with it. So I have two giant ass monitors now, and I'm 100% Mac. And I talked about it last week. The two little laptops behind me, there's a Chromebook, and then there's a Windows 8 machine that I don't ever use. Those are really for the kids. But I want to thank Unidata IT, which is also Skyline Cloud Services IT, for allowing me to do this. If they didn't have such stellar, completely 100% reliable service, and if they didn't have amazing support to get me through the transition, I wouldn't be able to do it because I don't have a PC. I don't have a Windows machine anymore. I rely completely on my hosted account with Skyline Cloud Services to support and access and convert and just do cleanups and do everything that we do in our practice if my clients are on desktop. So I'm 100% Mac, and I just want to say that just the service, the customer service, the reliability, everything with Unidata IT or Skyline Cloud Services, either website, just amazing. And if you want to break free from the Windows sort of, you know, jail, I feel like it's a jail, then they are definitely something to look at. They're also one of the most affordable hosting services out of the 20 or so that are there. And what I really love is that they don't require you, a lot of hosting services require you to prepay like a year ahead of time, and Unidata doesn't do that. So yes, they are our sponsor, and I love them for that. But one of the reasons that they are our sponsor is because, as we mention all the time, we only pick products and services that the three of us agree are quality and that we can get behind and that we use all the time. So I just wanted to kind of give a little shout out to them because they're kind of, I mean, they're kicking ass.
You guys already used them, and so did Dawn way before the show. So
yeah,
it's good stuff. Well, that's cool. And the other sponsors we have, of course, T-Sheets, right? And if you notice, it's T-Sheets Tuesday. Well, I'm wearing a green shirt, but most people on Twitter are wearing a black with a red circle and a white tee. You can't really miss it. Tsheets.com, they do tons of stuff, obviously, and they're growing rapidly. And saw a cool pic of them on Facebook today with all their team outside of I'm guessing what is their facility. It looks like just a banner day in Boise, or maybe they're outside of Boise. But anyway, So thank you for them for their sponsorship. Tsheets.com, right? Hooks up to desktop, QBO, and it works on the phone and iPad and all the different platforms for time tracking, checking in and out, GPS and all that stuff, even project tracking as well, and some reporting, which they're enhancing, and they have a new user interface, so check it out. Yep. And then, of course, and a real active following. It's great. It's fun to see. And so then, of course, Fundera, and actually I was with Meredith at the New York show. She was in the booth. I think it was Thursday. Mm-hmm. So that was fun to chat with her. She had come in. She lives on the Upper East, uptown. So she came down to the Midtown and hung out with us, and it was great. So fundera.com. We've had Meredith Wood on before, and a lot of you guys have seen her before. And Fundera, Stacy and Don both have used that, as well as many people I know for, just getting loans and signing up to figure out what institutions are going to support my loan or fund it. So Fundera.com pulls data out of QBO, doesn't push it back. So that's nice too.
Right.
Scott, and of course, Stacy mentioned Skyline Services, and finally QVinci.com. QVinci and Avalara. QVinci.com. They're our newest sponsor, and they are a report dashboard web-based solution that integrates with desktop and QBO as well as Excel and other softwares. QVinci.com. It even does consolidated reporting, KPI, and soon you'll be able to customize reports, as Charles Nagel came on a few weeks ago and let us know about that. And then, of course, Avalara.com, one of the oldest and most tried and trusted third parties that deals with QuickBooks, period. Avatax, as we all know, Avalara.com, and that is everything sales tax. You know? So check that out. Check all those out. So it's good. I'm really excited for that. Nerf Chat, again, if you're in Twitter, it helps to get in Twitter first and then go to nerf.com and put in hashtag QBShowLive, and then all you guys will be in there tweeting, and it's usually pretty fun. We usually have about 20 to 25 people in there having a lot of fun, and I think after about 10 minutes, the conversation is all on its own. What it's about, right? It's just a party, and then Stacy and I will just continue working with QB-related issues.
A party, yeah, exactly. It's
so. Now, Stacy, you want to go over the contest again? The hashtag QBShowLive.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, so I'm wearing a special edition QB Show shirt. I just want to mention that. Woody
is blue.
It's
navy
dark blue. Yeah, it's navy blue because here's why. I work on Scaling New Heights wardrobe months before. I plan it months ahead of time, and I know that's a sickness, and it's probably horrible and sort of sad. But this year I'm going, because it's going to be in New Orleans. New Orleans is really hot. And I don't care how much they put the air on, I suspect that it's going to be really hot. And so I want to make sure that I am very cool and comfortable. So I am, and I also don't want to sweat too much. And if I do, I don't want it to be very noticeable. And so I decided to go with navy blue. You're shaking your head like I'm insane a little bit. And it's okay. It's okay.
I like the navy blue.
Yeah,
actually,
so
I would prefer that than the green.
Okay, well, I'll order you some navy blue ones, but the green ones are for our listeners. And so what the green ones are, those, if you use the hashtag QBShowLive, and you can do that very easily by joining the conversation Nerf because it adds it automatically. We have been picking random winners between 4 and 6, depending on how many I notice. I'm just kind of doing it, at my whim, just, at my leisure. I find people who've been using it. And so then you win a QB Show t-shirt. They're gorgeous green. Woody has one on. Everybody's been posting them on Facebook and on Twitter. And if we see, not me, but if somebody that's affiliated with the show, me or Woody or Dawn or one of our sponsors sees you, we have little cards that we're going to hand out. And you'll get a card, and then whatever sponsor is on the back, so there's going to be 5 because we have 5 sponsors, you're going to go to their booth, and then you're going to get a special prize that's just for QB Show people. So not only will you get a free shirt, but you have a chance to win some extra special stuff at Scaling New Heights. If you're not going to be at Scaling New Heights, we haven't quite worked that out, so we'll see what happens. But you know, ideally, that's the contest right now. So you'll at least get a shirt. So QB Show, hashtag QB Show Live, and you can do that with the Nerf. So just, I know, and Valerie is on the chat saying we need wicking athletic fabric, and I agree completely because I will sweat. It is a swamp, and it is a wonderful place. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from going. New Orleans is super fun. Also, Dawn and I are already talking about who we're going to hire to be our chaperone, and we're not joking about that. We have tried to talk my sister, one of my older sisters, into coming down and being our nurse slash chaperone, because she is a nurse and she's also older than me, so she thinks she's the boss of me already, which is fine. But yeah, it's going to be super fun, and so we definitely need that. And so I'm going to have a lot of long, like, hippie skirts. Yeah, so very
New Orleans.
Yeah, very comfortable, and then I don't plan on leaving the facility because I feel like I'm gonna lose some time if I exit the bubble of where the conference is.
Well, unfortunately, it was all locked out. I couldn't get a room, so I'm staying a little bit of walk away at the Le Pavilion.
Oh no, you're in a different one?
Yep.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, then I might be leaving. I'm just gonna say then, because if you're there, then there's other few people from Intuit, and so we're gonna have to maybe meet there for stuff. So this is a problem.
All I know is I'll walk over in the morning and I'll walk back at night. I'll just have my bag with me. So I mean, you never go up to your room in these things anyway. It's just that when I leave at night, I got to walk back to the Pavilion, which is just a couple blocks away, and I think it's where we are. It's a pretty safe area.
You should be
walkable. Okay. Yeah, so it should be good.
Okay, so you have some stuff to show off, right? You have.
Yeah, I was going to show let's see
the
here.
QBO, the latest release.
Yeah, right? We had an enhancement come out, so I'm going to share out my screen. And let's see here. Yeah, let me know. You can see my dashboard on QBO, the cash flow page. So one thing that's really cool, and I'm in the sample file because that's where the online banking is, at least for me. You know, I don't have any clients and I don't have a live online banking. But I wanted to show this thing, which is really cool. Let's say all these 3A rentals, they're not really correct. They're one-offs. I'm not going to add it. So I want to exclude them, because there's no way for me to delete them out of here. They just kind of hang out. Now, typically people will exclude transactions and they move them from new transactions, and it jumps over in QuickBooks. It leaps over that, and then it goes to the excluded tab. And this list just is a limbo list. It's not ever going to be in the register, but forever, as we all know, there's no way to delete transactions out of here. But now you can. As of the end of April, if I were to check them all off, there's a delete now. We added right under undo. Undo just puts them back into new transactions. But delete, are you sure? These transactions will not be recoverable. That's sweet, because I figure if we can do that for that, and I still don't know where they go. I mean, I'm assuming, because I don't think you really delete stuff on the web. It has to go to some server, right? Where the junk just goes and is just kept. That's my feeling on these things. But anyway, I don't really know. I'm not saying that's how we do it. But this is the part of the show where when I say that legal blurb in the beginning, I really mean it. Okay, so like opinion statements or views that I say on this show might not reflect those of Intuit. There might be some product manager very upset right now that I just said we just stuff stuff in some corner of a server. It's deleted, but I don't really know where it goes. And honestly, I don't really care. All I know is that I can delete it out of the excluded tab, the excluded section, so it's no longer on the list. And I really think wherever they are, I think accountants just don't like to see stuff that's just hanging out in a list that doesn't really, it doesn't really compute. It's not there for a reason other than just to store stuff. So when it's blank, it's really awesome. So that's the excluded thing, and I can't bring it back, right? So really neat. In the excluded tab, click the drop down, click delete. The other thing we did is if I go to pay bills, here we go. Pay bills. We made some nice changes to the pay bill window. Now you have to forgive me because I don't really notice, I don't hang out in the pay bills window often.
Right.
Which means that I can't really tell what's really new, but there are a few things that are new. Let me first duplicate the tab and set this up. I'm going to do a vendor credit for PG&E. We'll just go here and do vendor credit. It's applying credits are a lot easier, and I'll do PG&E. There it is, and we'll do it for I don't know, advertising and $25. Save and close. All right. Now, I'm in multiple tabs, so at least for now, I got to force the refresh. That goes too if you're on a report. Okay. Multiple tabs is cool, but only as far as you can refresh yourself. So check off PG&E, and you'll notice that there's my credit ready to apply. So I can actually change it. Maybe just do 20, and then it'll leave 5 for next time. So it's easier application of credit, I guess, would be one thing that we did, and I think that's really nice.
Yeah, because last of it was not the easiest thing, and I had a client who was having a lot of difficulty because she moved from desktop to QBO, and she had a lot of old credits, and they were automatically getting applied to invoices that she did not want them, and we couldn't. She was really struggling to get them posted. So I think this is really going to help her a lot. I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, awesome. So, and then I think you can sort. Now, I don't know if the sorting was there before. I saw something about sorting. The red things would probably mean they're overdue. And then we have this total up here, 4 open bills, 3 overdue. All this looks new to me, but I can't tell you if it was already there in March or February. Also, we put in a filter, though, for date and payee. Now, that's nice. So I could look at, this quarter and for a particular vendor if I wanted to, which is nice. Click apply.
Yeah.
So didn't really change it much, but anyway. And I like that the sample file is current dates. It's not like 2018.
Yeah.
That's very helpful, I think, because I think that's really annoying about the desktop sample files is the dates in the future. And I know we have our trick where you can restore a older-year file, but I still think it's annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So that's the bill thing. Now, the other thing that happened was a smaller change, and it has to do with customer notes. I did not know anything about this at all, or anybody would want this. But when you click into, say, Amy's Bird Sanctuary, the note field, we put it right here. So you can add a note here, and that way it's in the customer record when you click into it.
Oh, that's kind of a big deal because a lot of times if there's any kind of ongoing issues with a client, it's right there and you can see it, right? So after you type something, you can see it. Yeah, so this is a big deal because we have a client right now who we haven't heard from them. We know that one of their credit cards is now in collections. Yeah, and so it's basically the account is closed and it's in collections because when we have our own username and account when we go log in to get the statements, and so it's saying that the account is closed and that the account is in collections, and so there's that. And then we haven't heard from them in a while. They're not really replying to our emails, although we're still doing what we're supposed to be doing because our charges are being hit. But we do we're going to have to use that to add a note about what's going on. So
nice.
That's
cool. Let me do it here. For some reason, the sample file is weird with the customer note. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Ask about the fish tacos. So that note. That note was there from when I did the video on this. I did a little video and put it on Twitter. Honestly, I think we might as well just do the enhancements here instead of spending time on a video. How many people really watch it, and is it worth spending? I mean, the video takes 15 minutes, 20 minutes, not a big deal. But anyway, yeah. So the note's there for you. There's no notes tab like in desktop or anything like that, but the notes there. And from the main customer page, I don't see the note, and I can't add the note as a column. So really, it's just in the record itself. So it's just in the record itself. But I do like that. I still get a lot of info about connecting to customers. Do you guys know about this? I think this has to do, this is the e-commerce, Intuit Commerce Network.
Yeah, I get a lot of questions about this too, and I can never really explain it very well, even though I do understand it. I'm not good at.
So what it does is it will it sends an invitation to the master admin of the file, right? So I could send these guys and these guys and these guys an invitation, and then they can log in and send you back updated email, address change, phone number, new cell number, things like that. And it works with your vendors too. So I got a lot of pending invitations. So obviously, you know, my clients, well, I mean, it's a fake environment, but you know what I mean? So it's like, you're a valuable customer and we'd like to stay in touch. So really it's, you know, and you'd have the name and, you know, this we'd like to connect with you, accept the invitation to share contact info and conduct payments faster. So you send invitations, they get the invitation. You can invite vendors as well, right? I can invite Clay, he's a vendor. Oh, that's cool, let's go look at that. So I invited Clay, send invite, and then I'll go into Firefox and I'll go into, I'll be Ray when it opens. And it's just a fast way to update customer and vendor info without having to do it. Really, your clients do it.
Right.
Just by sending the information back. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I guess that's not working out. Let me go into, okay, Firefox coming up. Okay. I like to use Firefox for like live.com. I don't know why. Just keeps it isolated, I guess. So pretend I work for Clay Adams. He's a vendor in my QBO file. And here it says, please join our commerce network. And then say accept invitation. Yep, so it's connect, use your Intuit account to stay in touch with businesses in your communities. That's really what it is. You know, we're just trying to have everybody do a big group hug. Oh, you sign in and connect.
This is pretty cool.
There you go. Choose how you receive your confirmation. Okay, so we won't, that's fine. We'll just continue. Okay. Anyway, you get a code, you put it in. Let's see what, let's go, might as well go the whole way here. Let's see if I got something. Oh, okay, you guys are seeing all my email. Sorry, it's all fake email though. Here we go. Let me do this just in case. Let me unshare real quick. Okay, am I sharing still?
I can see your face.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure there's nothing here that someone from somewhere else could come and steal my millions of dollars. All right.
Your millions.
All right, yeah, so here is, let me share out again.
Okay.
So now I'm still the client. I've connected. It's pretty easy, right? I mean, if I can do it, you guys can all do it. And your clients can all do it. You just put in, you know, make sure your information's up to date. So this vendor has like no info. So you put the company name, you know, and that's that. And that's the vendor, first and last. You can update the street address. All right, we'll do Plano, Texas, and we'll see how it comes into QBO. So whenever you make changes, put an email here.
Yeah, so you don't have to go in and edit the customer vendor record, right? As long as they're keeping it up to date, then you don't have to worry about it. But the trick is to hope that they're keeping it up to date.
Yeah. So that's that. And then if we go back in to my QuickBooks file. Done. Okay, where do I see it? I thought there was either a pop-up. Let's see here if it came in automatically. Here we go. Look, the little guy. Connection pending. Oh, you know what? Oh, I have to probably refresh. Let me try to refresh. See if that helps. Oh, still there. Let me see. Nothing yet, but it would fill in here. It's supposed to fill in here. So I will wait and see how that comes in. You know, it might be an email I get, right? Let me stop sharing in case there's something. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Yeah, right. Yeah. So both of you have to accept, right? You invite, but you also have to accept the invitation.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's just making sure that they update it. I would forget to update. I'm just going to be honest. I would forget. I probably will forget. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to try to refresh real quick, and then we'll give up.
And then we'll give up. And it's also in QuickBooks Labs. It's not a final product.
Yeah, but it should come in. I'm trying to remember how it comes in. Maybe tomorrow I'll see it. There should be like a pop-up, or yeah, it just says connection pending. So anyway, it's supposed to upload the information for you without having to enter it in the vendor record. Yeah, that's that. And those are really the new things for this release. It supports going to Excel better when you're exporting info to Excel.
Yeah.
So it supports some kind of Excel format that it didn't support before, but I didn't really talk about that. So, but for me, it's the excluding the deleted transactions out of the online banking.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that's the big one too. That, and you know what, a lot of people really like the customer notes, the customer and the vendor notes. So there's that too. That's also a sort of a big deal. I'm seeing online that people are very, very happy about that. And I don't think you should stop doing the videos, because I think the videos are helpful, unless you want to just do it every week or whenever it is on the show, and then that could be the video. But I think people like to see just my preference. I think people like to see the updates as well. They can just go to the YouTube page and see it, but you do.
Oh, the QBO blog is great. I mean, that's the other thing. Do I really need to do a video? If you guys go to the blog, QuickBooks Online blog, you can Google it. All the maintenance releases are there with screenshots, which is nice.
Yep.
For a while they were tagging my video to the blog, but I guess they didn't like what I was doing, so they just took them up. And now they just do a blog.
Okay.
Telling you. So very exciting. Well, hopefully that was helpful updates for you guys. I don't know much about the desktop updates that happen, but you can always go to quickbooks.com/support for that. You know, it's funny. I did find a way. Did Don already show how you get to the old support pages, not the new one? Should we show that? Because I found a trick, and this is why. The old KB articles that are really hard to get to anymore.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me try that. Sorry,
okay.
And then we'll move on to something you want.
No, this is awesome. I'm glad to see this. And the other thing, while you're talking about this, is one of the things I want to mention is somebody was asking, I believe, on Seth David's ABO group today about how you use Pro and Premier and sort of piggyback them to get around the users available. And the thing is, there's no way to do it. So if you're using Pro, you can only have 3 users in the license. If you're using Premier, you can only have 5 licenses. So you can't put them together anymore to get 8.
Well, right. So I could have 3. So I could have 3 Pro seats and 2 Premier seats.
Right.
Or let's say I have 3 Pro seats and 5 seats of Premier.
Right.
But I can only ever have up to 5 in the file.
Exactly.
Right.
unless
Okay.
you have Enterprise. And that's the thing. So you can have 3 Pro and 2 Premier, right? But you can only have 5 at a time, right?
Right. I could have 4 Premier or 1 Pro. I could have 2 Pro and 3 Premier. Right. It's just, that's how it is with the Pro/Premier paradigm. Enterprise. Right. That's exactly true.
And I think they're trying to get beyond, they're trying to get past that. And there's no way to do that unless you go to Enterprise and you get more than the 5 licenses. You just can't do more than 5 unless you go to Enterprise. And so there's no way around that. I just wanted to point that out.
Hey, you know what's really funny?
What's really funny?
I'm not making this up, a 1.6 gigabyte file opened in Premier Accountant today.
What?
Yeah, right. A friend, this not a friend, but a guy, I was helping somebody out, and it's kind of when I'm not, so I wanted to help out, see what I could do, but I'm pretty far removed from those days of support. And honestly, I now these days I feel like I'm wasting, people's time if I get involved at that level instead of them just contacting support right away. That's really where I'm at right now. I think that I'm doing a disservice by stepping in. But anyway, it was tax season and it was pretty slow, so I offered. So I take the file in finally. It took me about 45 minutes to restore from a portable. The portable itself was 800 megabytes.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I didn't notice it. See, I'm so far removed, it didn't dawn on me that like, am I really going to try to restore this from Premier? So I tried yesterday, it didn't work. It would get hung up at 33% and it would die. So I moved it onto a totally isolated computer this morning while I was prepping for this webinar I had. And I just, decided to restore it and just kind of went and did other things. And all of a sudden it restored. I was like, hey, sweet, hey, that's great. It took like an hour. Nice. So I hit the F2 and it's 1.6 gigabytes. I was like, wait a minute, that's even almost too big for Enterprise. I mean, I know people have 2 gigabyte file sizes in Enterprise. And so the question was, well, hey, what do you think, Woody, why would a file mushroom in size overnight? I could not explain that. I mean, I checked for data damage. I did several rebuilds in a row. I created another portable, which took like 15 minutes, restored that, which took another 20, 30 minutes. So I was doing this all while I was doing other things.
Right.
And the best I could get, and the database fragments were actually reasonable for the size of that file. There was only 26. Now, typically like Joe Woodard will say, well, you still want to have it around 15 or 20, but whatever. 26 database fragments on a 1.5 gig file in Premiere is awesome. I don't care who you are.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, well, and it has no data damage. And so the guy thinks it might be the database manager or something like that, and that's totally plausible. But I did then plead with him to stop leveraging me, not because I didn't want to help, but because obviously I was just going to waste another weeks of his time, right?
Right.
So I think it's important to know your limitations. So anyway, but I was very impressed that in Premiere, right, I had a 1.5 gig size file open, and it was usable. It was workable. I didn't try to run any reports or anything. But I told him, I suggested QB or notqb.com. So Matt Clark, he can do a QB shrink. I still don't know how much he's going to shrink that though. I mean, even if it's going to get it down to 500 megabytes, let's say he cuts a gig off it, that's still not sustainable for Pro Premiere. So unfortunately, my last answer was, my options were limp along as it is, create a whole new QuickBooks file, keep going for history, and then or upgrade to Enterprise. Now, this client of his doesn't need Enterprise only for file size, but I bet that's 50% of the reason why people go to Enterprise anyways. They want to keep their file and it's too big.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's 50% of the reasons out there. So the one would upgrade. So those are my suggestions for him and tried to be encouraging. But I was amazed that I had that file open in Premiere.
It's a little bit crazy. I'm just going to say it's crazy.
It didn't happen, but it did. All right, so am I shared out? Oh, I am.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
I'm on the support site, right? And you guys have seen this now, and you're like wondering, so you go into desktop for Windows, but it's not the old support site that you know. It's like, no, it's a community. That's what we start with, is the community. And there's a lot of great insight on the community. There's a lot of you guys that watch this show or don't, or are aficionados in QuickBooks, like VP Controller is one of my favorite dude, and then the QB Rustler. All those guys are out in the community. Charlie Russell's out there a lot and things like that. And Michelle Long, I've seen her too and stuff. So you have some power people out in the community doing stuff. But what if you want the old KBs? Because this is only going to give you community answers, right? And then within the community answer, you might see a KB article. So here's a way to do it. Click Install Center on the right. All right, it brings you to the old way, and then bookmark this. And then you could type your error message, you know, or something like that, you know, like tracking rental equipment in tracking rental equipment. And when you try to do a search for that, watch. It's the old support site.
Wait, what did you
that.
just do?
Yeah, see? So here's the fast way to get to the old site. So here's the new one, right? You drill in. Oh, wait, I don't want to go to, you know, and you're in QB Windows, but it doesn't look like the old support site.
Right.
So to get there, just click one of these over here on the other options.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, my laptop's doing it's free. Okay, click Install Center because that's always a good place to start.
Okay.
And then now this is the older looking support site, right? And then you can type I type my keyword up here. We'll say, you know, error H505. See?
Oh.
And this is the old article. So when I go click on the 101.223.305 error, which you don't get in QBO, by the way. You know, here's the detailed steps on doing it. So, you know, we do have a user interface of community, and you'll get a lot of help out here. I mean, it's awesome. Those guys, they're trying to support, you know, hundreds of thousands of people. So it's awesome.
That is really great. I love that.
It's easy to get to the old site that we're used to. And then if you're in Windows, but you need to change, just click change and then go to QBO. And these are all QBO. Now, QBO will probably be mostly community. But if I go over to tutorials, let's see if it brings me to the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah, see, it's mostly community. So you're navigating QuickBooks, online banking, money in. Oh, we have some QBO tutorials. Look at that. QuickBooks Basics, money out. Pretty exciting. Anyway, for online banking, though, you should have downloaded or at least have the link to Valerie's training she did on this show a few weeks ago, because that's really all you need to know about online banking as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, seriously, it kicked ass. She was amazing. She did such a really super fabulous job. I can't even tell you how awesome it was. Love it.
Yeah, it was really humbling, you know. All right, so we are moving on. Thanks for that. Oh, Stacy K. Oh, Stacy K Academy. Let's share out and look at the new site. Let's see what you've been working on.
Okay, so the site hasn't launched. That's the thing. So the site hasn't launched. So this is a sneak peek, basically. And what I'm going to do first is I want to show the outline of what it is. So that's one of the first things that I want to do is give you guys just show you the outline of it, and so everybody understands what it is. And if you want some information, you can email stacy@stacyk.net, and I will put you on the mailing list, and we're going to send out what's it called? What am I trying to say?
Whatchamacallit?
Emails.
Emails.
We're going to send out some emails giving you guys a little bit of information. So this is the site. This is the outline and what we have set up. So there's there's not 11 documents. There's first is just the Stacy K tools. And so one thing that I am really excited about is I've been writing about this on Intuitive Academy, Intuitive Accountant, the website there. Just the whole process. I mean, this has been going on for 6 or 7 months, and so what was really funny, the article that I'm in the process of writing now is just like how stressful naming it was. And so we had all these options, and the one that I landed on, I was kind of persuaded not to call it that. And so we landed on Stacy K Academy. Because it's kind of a spin-off, and it's coming from stacyk.net, which is where I write my blog. And so the first level is basically some documents, and these are all things that we use at Kildal Services in my practice, and so very effective. I was just creating an infographic today for the website and for some of our marketing stuff. And basically, we have a 96% close rate between what we call our quick review and our cleanup. And then we have a 74% close rate between that cleanup and ongoing services. So it's really effective. We have, I believe, a 52, I can't remember the exact number, but the percentage of this year over last year, the gross revenue is just insane. And also our client retention rate, our overturn rate is much lower. It's lowered about 30%. So the first level is the tools, and the second level is basically called Stacy K Academy, and that is online. It's live. I'm explaining why these work, why you should use them, what they are, and how we use them at Kildal Services. And then the third level, or the third option, is basically what we're calling Stacy K Private School, and that's working with me one-on-one. And a lot of people are asking, you know, what is this and how did it come about? And it really comes about from over the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I've been doing a lot of one-on-one coaching and consulting with pro advisors. Yeah. And so I decided just to kind of take all of it and put it together in one thing, just because I can't do the one-on-one stuff because I'm getting so many requests for it. And so it's a lot easier just to direct everybody to this. So this is it. And I'm giving everybody, this is the outline, and I'm giving everybody here just a sneak peek. So we have a couple different logos. We have our Supergirl, superhero girl, and then we also have a dude one. So it's not going to be just, you know, for women. Obviously, this is for guys too. I do a lot of coaching and consulting with guys. So this is a sneak peek on the website. You guys are getting just a little sneak peek. I don't want to give you guys too much. I'm just going to kind of scroll down and just kind of give you an idea. But this is sort of what it is. And so it's going to launch. I beta tested it, and so got some testimonials from some people, really good feedback. And so I just wanted to share this out because because people are starting to see it happening online. So I'm creating, you know, we created the Facebook page. We have the, you know, right now when you go to stacyKacademy.com, it's a countdown to June 1st because that's our launch date. So when you guys, whoever is going to be at the LA Trade Show, they'll see me. I have Stacy K shirts, and I have brand new business cards, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm really geeked about this, and so I wanted to share. I wanted to give everybody a little sneak peek, and I even had a little bit of a breakdown last week where I started sobbing while I was talking to Kevin.
That's awesome.
Kevin came. I had written a couple articles, one on just on my website about the Lego. If you go to stacyk.net, it was an article about how I basically spent like 11 hours building this giant Lego set. And as I was building it, just kind of all the thought process and everything that was going on in my head as I was building it. And it really was like emotional. Like this Lego set was really emotional for me, because being able to do that represented so much of the last 11 years of my practice. And look, I'm getting a little teary-eyed.
That's good.
About it, just thinking about it. And so I had also written another article on Intuitive Accountant just about going through this whole process. And I got some really amazingly wonderful, nice emails that morning. And so when I was I had ordered business cards and I had ordered t-shirts, and I was doing some edits on the website, and I got the pictures back. And so, because I went and actually had my picture taken by a professional photographer for this. And so I was talking to Kevin, and I just kind of like burst into tears. And he just kind of was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, it's just really
it's a huge change.
Yeah, so it's, you know, I was telling him is 11 years ago when I started Kildal Services, I really had no idea. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. I didn't put any money into it. I just decided I was going to do it. And so now being 41 and 11 years later, or almost 12 years later, because I actually didn't start the LLC until almost a year after I started working on my own, I know I know a lot more about how things fail. And I also, I have put a lot of money into this where I didn't do that before. So I was telling Kevin, like, I'm just absolutely positively sort of terrified about doing it, because it's not just, I thought it was kind of like redesigning my business, but really I'm sort of launching a whole entire new business. So I wanted to share it out with everybody and give everybody a sneak peek, because I've been having a lot of people email me and a lot of people on Facebook and Twitter ask me about what it was. So thank you, Woody, for indulging me tonight. And I want to thank everybody for all of the feedback. I'm really, really excited about it.
It's a huge
it's terrifying is what it is.
Change, but it's emotional. It's a brand change, but it's, you know, it's been your baby since for 10 years. You know, and so it makes total sense as to why. It's different
from Kildal Services. Like, Kildal Services is still doing what it's doing. It's still doing bookkeeping. Right. It's still doing payroll. This is just like sort of next to it, and we're taking all of the stuff that works in that practice, and I want to share it and teach it.
But you're still going to grow through it, though.
Oh, I mean, yeah. And well, and that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. That's what's really, really hard about this is I'm trying to launch all this stuff, but in the meantime, I still am running Kildal. I'm still running the QB show. I'm still, you know, with you and Dawn. I'm still running Kildal Services. I still have two kids. I still have, you know, all this other shit going on. And so it's terrifying. And
you probably need to hire a couple more people once this takes off.
I'm hoping, just because Kildal Services, just because the processes that we're using and that I'm teaching in this, we are just, I can't believe, right now, because I've been so focused getting this going, I have had to turn away some prospects, and I don't like to do that. And they're actually prospects that we should be taking on, that we really enjoy, but I just haven't had the time to kind of, because I'm like, I always joke, like, Shannon is operations and I'm sort of like mergers and acquisitions.
That's good.
And so, but I mean, I still do bookkeeping and I still do payroll, the majority of the payroll for all of our clients, and I still do the books for, you know, a handful, and she does the books for the majority of them. If she does about 80, I do 20. But it's been really, really stressful. I mean, we get home, the kids get home from school, and I'm heads down on the computer. I get their homework done, and then I'm like, okay, basically do whatever you want. You can have whatever you want for dinner, whether it's cereal or oatmeal. You can have chocolate. I don't care. I have to get this done. So my family has just been amazing. And so I just wanted to share that. And I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Well, congrats. And we're excited to see how this goes, and it should be fun. And you know, it'll be nice to really see how it goes to Scaling New Heights too, because it'll only be a few weeks old. So you'll probably be talking about that too, and wear your t-shirts and things like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
very cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So I wanted to, let's see, we talked about the contest, demo, and then the sport thing was kind of a one-off, Stacy Kid Academy. Dawn is actually next week she got a MacBook, and she's going to demo how to resort a list in QB for Mac.
What? I don't think we've ever done a Mac demo on this show, have we?
Well, no, and I have access to remote into one, but when you're doing WebEx or a Hangout, I don't know. That might be a WebEx problem. You can't see it when you're shared out. I don't know if it's the same with a Hangout, but it takes so long for the Mac to load because it's in Tucson. And so I'll wait for Dawn to do that, resorting the list and how to do that. That's interesting. I wonder how that works. I wonder if it's very similar to just doing Control L in the payee field on a check, brings up the names list. I wonder if that's similar in Mac. That would be exciting to see. So we'll definitely keep hold of that one. Now, I'll help with the one on point of sale. It's kind of a weird tangent on what we're talking about, but you know, Dawn does a lot of point of sale. I used to be involved in a lot of point of sale, so I remember some things.
You know what I know about point of sale?
You know that you were going to do QBO instead?
I know that I don't ever want to use point of sale. That's what I know about it.
Well,
I
what I like is...
Wait. I do know one more thing. I know how to connect point of sale to QB Financial. I know that. Yeah. And that's all I know about point of sale. It used to be
my favorite Intuit product for a while. Sorry, my second favorite. My favorite is TurboTax Online. But point of sale, yeah. And if I could ever get a job working for TurboTax Online and do what I'm doing, same thing, I'd probably do that. But my point of sale, yeah, I just love that product. So, but the point of sale for a long time was my favorite because I hope it didn't just harm anything with my current role. So what's nice is all these like bits and pieces, like connecting to financial and setting up the accounts and how things go over to QuickBooks, sales tax, the reporting. I mean, for me, there was some parts I was limping along. It was very difficult because I used to do demos, and I even did a setup for a company in New Jersey. Oh man, that was not good. That was not a shining day for me at all. Number one, I was in New Jersey. Number two, I just was not, strong. I'm sorry. I like New Jersey. So point of sale question is, I have an older XP machine that is my point of sale 10 server. And so here's how the server thing works. You pick one machine, and sometimes that's all you got is one machine, but you pick one machine, and that's the point of sale one workstation, right? And just in a single store environment, that's where the QB file is also. The QuickBooks program, it'd be nice if it was installed on the same one. It just makes it easier. But anyway, that's point of sale workstation one. And that is the server for the other point of sale workstations. The other ones are client stations, and they connect through your network to the point of sale database file. So, and then if you would take that into another platform like multi-store, headquarters is the main headquarters, and that's where you do the financial connection with QuickBooks Desktop. Each environment will probably have, though, a point of sale workstation one and some client workstations, and each store has its own point of sale database file. But headquarters actually does all the purchasing, though I can receive at other stores, and we can go on and on and on. I think we even played back a recording of a point of sale demo I did once on Radio Free QuickBooks years ago, but there's no reason to go back down that road. But the question is still there. In other words, these people have had an XP machine, but they want to get rid of the XP probably because financial QuickBooks 2015 no longer supported an XP, right? And so they have a Windows 7 machine, and they want that to be the POS server, the workstation one. So it is possible to do that. And so they're going to get rid of the XP machine. So on workstation 7, you install point of sale, and you install it as the server machine. What you have to do, though, is there's this little file. It's a WXML, WC client, I think is what it's called. There's even a KB on it if you guys search for it. But WC client or something like that, .xml. And that has to be deleted on each of the client stations. And what that's going to do is, because that's what tells the client workstations, oh, well, Mama Bear's over here. So when you delete that file, it's going to be like, whoa, where's Mama Bear? And then it's going to give you an option to go find it through your network in your local network. And then you just go route out to the new point of sale workstation one. So there's a KB describing it, so it is important on how that works. And it is totally possible, but it's a little harder than setting up, desktop, if you will. So I'll take that one for Don. For the actual KB, trying to think what you look in the old site, you go to the old QuickBooks.com, right? Click Install Center and do keyword like change POS server station. Start looking for stuff like that. So anyway, little bit of a veer as far as our conversation is going, but point of sale is pretty fun. Okay, Stacy, how about this?
What?
You deleted a user in QBO, right? And then you add them back. Will this restore the audit trail for that user?
So the audit log never goes away for that user. It's always going to be there. So when you delete the user, the audit log stays, and then when you re-add them, it just sort of continues. So it just sort of restarts. So it's not like it deletes all the history from that user.
Right.
That's always going to be there. So I don't.
You just won't see. Yeah, I think that's kind of one of those things where you're overthinking it. You just won't see anything from them when they're not a user, right? And then when they're a user again, then you'll start seeing them.
Exactly. It just sort of it just sort of picks up where you left off. So, and I think that's what maybe this person was thinking is, oh, if I delete the user, then all the history, everything is gonna be gone. But that's not the case at all. So yeah, and then and then but all the stuff you've had forever, right, is there. So that's cool. Yep.
So interesting. And that's a good one. That I actually had. I mean, I should have just known that, but I still had to test it just to make sure. You know, I still was like, because again, and then I started overthinking. I was like, so, oh, and you know, Valerie found out something cool. I'm going to speak for her.
What did she find out?
When you cancel a QBO sub, your data is still accessible for up to a year.
Oh, that's
There's
always
a lot
been
of questions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's always been the case. So the data, they keep the data for a year. However, if you want to access it, you have to reinstate your subscription.
Right,
so,
exactly.
But it's there. But I still always tell people, you know, it's a good idea that when you cancel it, make sure you export your GL to Excel, print out all of your reports. I like, you know, like at least every year P&L balance sheet for every year that you have stored. And then if you are able to, convert it to a desktop file so that if you have desktop, or you know someone, ask someone who has desktop to convert it for you so that you have that data that you can go in and look at. So
yeah, because I don't think you have to pay everything you owe, right? It would just be a month's worth subscription.
Yeah, you would just have to pay just some
retroactive.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna basically, if you want to access it for anything, you're gonna pay what, $30 or $35,
right?
For
and you get your data.
Yeah, and you'll get your data, and then you can cancel it. You know,
the next day, right? No,
the next day. So, but I mean, if you cancel it the next day, you're not going to get a refund. So you might as well just keep it for the 30 days and do what you need to do with it.
Totally. Yeah. Maximize your 30 days of the $30. Yep. No, I hear you. But people might be in a jam and without the data, they'd be paying 10 grand. So maybe $30 is not a big deal.
Oh, hey, there was a cat.
Oh yeah.
That's Yoda. He's
Maybe
the orange one. Yep.
Let's see here. All right. Some good QBO questions. What are you doing that? Oh, Stacy, how do we remove a bank or credit card account connection from the online banking?
You don't. It's there forever. No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. So you're gonna. This is the thing. Like, people think that you need to go to the gear icon to connect bank accounts, because that's usually where you go for all your setup stuff, right? But the thing is, to connect a bank account and to disconnect a bank account, you actually are going to do that from the transaction, the left nav bar. You're going to go to transactions, and I'm opening up. Do you have a QB file open? Because I don't have QBO open right now.
Yeah, I can show you. I'm in the sample file. Oh no, let me go on the sample file. Sorry, hold on.
Oh, hold on, because I got it.
The sample file.
I got it here.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, hey, I saw an Intuit Commerce Network update in my file. Dang. So
nice.
tie it off. You'll get an update on the homepage, and then the info should be in there.
Okay, so I think I'm sharing. Okay, so you guys can see the bank account right here. Let me make this a little bit bigger here.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where you're going to go add an account right here, right? So you would add the account here. You go up to whatever card, the card it is, and you're going to, you can edit the sign-in info. That's how you're going to edit that. Edit the account info here.
Right.
That's how you can edit all that. And then this is where you're going to disconnect. So you need to go edit the account info. And if I were to check this box, this would disconnect the account from the bank feed after I saved it. But I don't want to do that. No. And I'm just going to cancel. So that's how you do it. You're just going to go edit. You just click on the little pencil to edit, and then go edit account info, and then disconnect this account on save. But I don't want to do any of that.
And I think that I mean, only if you sign up to the one by accident. I think, remember from Valerie's training, that's like a last resort to solve a connection problem. She had suggested uploading the CSV file to kind of refresh everything, which I thought was really cool, before you actually try to disconnect it. So that's nice. And then we're at 7:30. I mean, it's just like that.
That was perfect timing. Look at how awesome.
It worked out well.
Yeah.
And I noticed that the unsweetened black tea, lemon and ice in a full glass, definitely really helpful to drink before and while I'm on the show.
Okay. I just had water, and I had it in my QuickBooks Connect
Yeah.
bottle.
November 2nd through the 4th.
Yeah.
San Jose.
So,
We'll be there.
and you know what? I'm gonna do one quick share out just to throw my friends here a little
Phone.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys the website. I'm going to share out. Just bear with me while I do this, and then we'll go. We'll let you guys go. But if you want more information about QuickBooks Connect, which I'm just going to say, honestly, is the very best show I've been to. No offense, Joe, and Scaling New Heights. That's a good one too. But QuickBooks Connect sort of kicked some ass, and like Dawn said, the food was amazing.
Yes, it was. It was really good.
I think it was also great, but I'm pretty sure that was maybe her favorite part, but for me, it was nice. It was good. It was just really, I don't know, I can't remember what I said, but it was just awesome. So if you go to qbcon2015.com, it's going to give you this big long redirect. So all you need to remember is qbcon2015, and I'm going to put that on the Twitters, because it really is, it's going to give you, and I think I've gotten one email since I signed up. So you go to QBCon 2015, you can see the redirect is slightly crazy.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
And it's just a simple save the date. You're going to put in your name and your email and what you are, accountant, developer, whatever it is, and you're just going to say save my seat. And so what will happen is you will then get some emails when they have more information.
You can register formally? Yeah.
Yep. When registration is open, when speakers get announced, when all that good stuff happens. And then the other thing that is happening are there are some QuickBooks Connect local events.
Yeah.
And I want to share that out.
Yes, there's one in Boulder, which I was going to go, but I had to pull out of. But
you're not going to be there now?
That sounds real. No, I'm not going to be in Boulder.
Oh, I'm so sad. So
sorry,
what's
I know.
Hey,
you know what's cool is right after QB Connect, like 2 weeks later, it's Leader, so you might as well just stay out there.
Right. You might as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I had the link to it the other day, but now I don't have the link. I can't find the link.
Local events?
It's like QuickBooks Connect local.
Todd Robinson probably knows.
I can't remember what it is.
We're doing a bunch of local events in all over, but particularly California too. Look for that. There's a whole, like Maddie Reeves and Ted, they're all doing a bunch of events in California.
Well, Katie and I are doing a couple in California, and the rumor is that there's going to be one in Detroit.
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
I know. I can't wait. You guys coming to the Mitten.
Maybe we could Google it. QB Connect local.
I did, and I can't find it. And you know what? I know I have the hang on, because I had it up on my laptop last night before I just passed out from sleep. And of course, I don't have it. I don't have it open. Hang on, though. Hang on. I'm going to find it because it's going to bother me. I think the virtual conference is coming up on the 19th and 20th by Intuit Academy, QuickBooks Accounting Virtual Conference. Go to intuitacademy.com and you can register for that. That's a 2-day event, May 19th and 20th. We got to shout that out. Live webinars. Yeah, no, this is all just the live webinars. Oh, the 4-hour CERT is tomorrow. Should be fun. I don't know where the local thing is. I don't know where you go for that. Well, we'll have it for next week. Yeah, we'll get it for next week. I know I have it somewhere, but there's a bunch of them. I think I saw Boulder. I think I saw Austin. I think I saw the Mitten. I think I saw Atlanta. And then oh, there's a cat. That's Yoda. He's the orange one. I may have also seen maybe Seattle, but I'm not sure. So
nice.
Stay tuned.
And Maddie will be at them all. Okay, so that's it. We're 5 minutes over, but really we're only 4 over because we started a minute late. So thanks for hanging in there tonight. Hopefully you learned some cool stuff and it was fun. I know I had some fun. And look for Stacy's new arm of her business, Stacy K Academy. So that'll be what? StacyKAcademy.net?
StacyKAcademy.com.
Gotcha. All right, and we'll see you guys next week. Dawn will be here And I will be here. Might be late because I have to go to Isaac's graduation, which is
his kindergarten graduation.
I'm going to definitely do that because you know.
Oh.
And so he's 5 and he'll remember that. So he's going to want to have daddy there.
That's a big deal.
I will probably call in late. I don't know how long it is, but
or just not. Fine, you can take the night off. We're good with that too.
She'll do her Mac thing. Yeah, she'll do her Mac thing, and then that'll be good stuff. All right, Stace, good talk.
Hey, good. I think it was a good show.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks everyone for watching QB Show. We're out.
Buskadan laser.
No away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle. High up in the clouds and we're not